know your worth.
Wow.
And when he said that, I'm like, do I know my worth? Okay, I want this, I want that, but what you want is not your worth.
Yeah.
It's a difference. So,
hey, what's up, creative? So one thing that all creatives need is cleaning services. If you have a business, you have a building, you have a house, whatever you have, you need cleaning services. I have probably one of the best people for y'all to contact. Glorified Janitorial. They came in here and they cleaned this studio up. It looks amazing, smells amazing, literally wonderful people. And guess what? They're a Christian-based company, so presence of God will be in your business. All I'm gonna tell y'all do is hit them up. I'm gonna link their information somewhere on this video. You'll see it. Make sure y'all get at them. They are literally amazing. And what's the best way to be a creative is to have a clean environment and clean space. So you definitely want to contact them and get with them and get them to clean your space. Hit them up right now. Hit them up today. And we about to hop into this episode because this next episode is real good. We finna hop into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? You're listening to the Created to Be Creative podcast, and I have a good episode for y'all today. I have Miss Tequila. What you want to go by, Miss Tate? Eve, y'all, she changed her name on Facebook every day. What we going by today?
her voice.
Her voice.
No. We can go by Tequila Speaks.
Tequila Speaks. Tequila Speaks. Who is Tequila Speaks?
Tequila Speaks is a woman that has endured a lot over the course of her 35 years of living. Tequila is a realist. She's an open book, literally, which led her to write a book. Yeah. So that's who she's. A mother, she's a wife, she's a child of God, she's a natural.
Yeah. So we have Tequila and we have Peaches. Mm-hmm. So Peaches started out as young Tequila.
Yeah, that was Peaches.
Where did the name Peaches come from?
My aunt gave me that nickname. I was Peaches, and then my aunt Chandrell, she was Cream. Mm-hmm. So it was Peaches and Cream, but Peaches stuck with me.
Yeah. And then Sherelle?
Sherelle is my middle name.
I see a lot of Sherelle in the book. So if y'all don't have the book is Naked I Came, Naked I Live, Naked I Shall Leave. This is Naked Lessons. This is her new book. She is a new author. Just a quick little talk about her real quick. And this is her life story from top to bottom. So if you don't have the book, get the book. Get the book, because I feel like it'll help a lot of people. And it talks about from Peaches to Tequila. Mm-hmm. That's what it talks about.
That's it.
Let's talk about, how did you transform out of the name Peaches? Because we still call you that, of course. Mm-hmm. But the attitude is different. The mindset is different. Unless you
everything is different. Everything is different. The transformation really started when I had an open case with defects. Mm-hmm. When I got my case with defects, because before defects, I was not wild. I've never been wild, mm-hmm. but I was aggressive.
Yeah.
I was very aggressive. I was very angry. You know, I was full of rage. Yeah. So everyone I came in contact with had to deal with Peaches. Mm-hmm. It had gotten so bad to where my family didn't like to see me coming.
Wow.
Like, because I had a negative spirit. I was just a negative person. Yeah. But all of that stemmed from my childhood, my early years, beginning in third grade. So after third grade on up until 2012, I was a menace.
Really?
Literally, yes.
What changed? Like, what made you stop being a mess?
When I got counseling.
Wow.
I didn't get counseling until 2012. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I had a case with defects. My baby had fell off the bed or whatever. So wow. That led me into a different mind state. I was like, the rate I was going was not beneficial to me. Yeah. It was more detrimental. Yeah. And I just had to want more out of life. You know, prior to my case with defects, I have 4 kids, but prior to, it was just all about me. I was selfish. Yeah. I didn't pour into my kids what I should have been pouring. Mm-hmm. And so when I got the case with defects, where I had to literally fight for my children to get them back, everything changed. God sat me down one day, and I wrote about it in my book. He sat me down, and he was like, you got to get up. You got to go forth. You got to want more out of life. You got to do everything in life to get your kids back. And once I got my kids back, I didn't stop doing what I did to get them. I'm still doing it every day, to keep them, because God will take you through things to get your attention, but some people give up on God once they get what they begged him for.
Yeah.
And I can't do that.
That's good.
I got a lot to lose if I do that, so everything is for my kids. This book was for my kids. I want them, and I told my matron, I told her, I said, the reason why I'm writing my book is because I have a story to tell, and I want people to be inspired. I want people to be hopeful. I want people to know that if I made it through all of the things I went through in life, someone else can too. Yeah. It don't, even though it looks like the end of the tunnel, it's not.
Yeah.
But I told my matron, I was writing my book so that my kids, some kids get around, oh, my mom's a teacher, my mom's a police officer, my mom's a lawyer, my mom's a doctor. Mm-hmm. My kids can now say, my mom's an author.
Yeah.
You don't find too many people local that are authors.
That's true.
So I wanted to give my kids a title that they could say, oh, my mom's an author.
Yeah.
And, people going to ask, oh, well, what your mom write about? Her story. She told her story in a book. So if you read the book, you're going to read about my kids. I spoke on them a lot.
Yeah.
So
I saw the letter to Taylor. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Now let's talk about this, because you are raising girls and you have a son as well. Mm-hmm. But you were a girl yourself.
Yes.
You was a young girl and something happened. But you built it. What happened built up emotions, pride, anger, just selfishness, and it was just basically a hate, right? How do you protect your children from that?
Oh wow! How do I protect my children? I protect my children by, one, I'm very, very, very particular about the places they go.
Yeah. Even
my 17-year-old, I'm very particular about where she go, who she's around, because I was molested.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. Yeah. I was 8 years old. I was in 3rd grade. I was repeatedly molested. Yeah. So my kids, okay, let me give you a situation. Yeah. I was in 3rd grade. My mom was working at Snapper overnight.
Yeah.
And that's when I was being molested.
Wow. So
here I am. My oldest daughter is in 3rd grade. I have a case with defects. My oldest daughter is in someone else's home.
Wow.
Which was her aunt, and I knew she was safe, but my daughter was in 3rd grade. Yeah. She was at someone else's home, and here I am working at the same place my mom was working at when I was in 3rd grade.
Wow.
So I had a moment while I was working to where I just broke down because everything hit me. God, my child is at someone else's house, and I'm here at work at the same place my mama was working
same
when it was
positions.
It took me by storm. I had to really catch myself because I was thinking, God, I don't want what happened to me to happen to my children.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have to go through what I went through mentally because of what happened to me. Yeah. So I had a breakdown.
Wow.
I literally had a breakdown on the line at work. It was called Briggs and Stratton then. I try to, I don't know, Jayla, I really, oh God, I'm just getting emotional just thinking about it. It was a life-changing moment. Yeah. In that moment, I said, you know what, God, no one will protect my kids like I will. Yeah. So I have to get myself together because mentally, I'm not going to tell y'all a story. Mentally, I was corrupt.
Wow.
I was but when I had that moment at work, God said to me, nothing that you're doing is for you.
Wow.
Everything that you've been through, everything that you're going through, and everything that you will go through, because it don't stop. You're always going through something. How you respond is what blesses you.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Tequila came on here to preach, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She came on here to preach, y'all.
But once I got to that place mentally to where I was like, you know what, I can't let this defeat me.
Yeah.
I can no longer let what happened to me control my thoughts, my emotions. I have children out here that I must protect, and no one will protect them like me. Now, that being said, I'm very grateful for where they were. I know they were in a safe environment. I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah.
But I just wanted them home.
Yeah.
I needed them.
You kind of saw, in a sense, you kind of saw a mirror of what you went through.
Yeah.
At another age with your daughter, and you had to kind of be like, all right, now, this ain't finna happen to my baby.
This ain't finna happen, yeah. So that's why, when you ask me, how do I protect them? I'm very strict on them.
Yeah.
Because although my mom was strict as well, now I'm not gonna say she was strict, she was structured.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's happened to me, I just want to be free. You know, I just want to move at my own pace, do my own thing. So,
well, because innocence was stolen.
Definitely.
So you was like, I gotta break out of this. Mm-hmm. innocence was stolen, but you was kind of put in a cage.
I was. I'm so glad you used that word. I'm so glad you used that word. And the reason why I'm excited for you using that word is because, like I said, now no one will ever be able to treat me how I was treated as a little girl. Yeah. You know, being molested. Yeah. I feel like I was taken advantage of. Yeah. So now that I'm an adult.
And you had no say.
No say. I was
because you were the oldest. Like the scariness of being the oldest and then being forced and threatened, like, I will take your people out if you open your mouth. Like,
I was scared. And still to this day, I still have flashbacks about it. Yeah. I do. But I'm stronger than my past. Yeah. So that gives me motivation. I can't go back to who I used to be because of that. Yeah. Now, people used to call me, Jayla, I don't know if you've heard or not, maybe you have. People used to call me crazy. Wow. I was, like I said, I was a menace. I wasn't crazy. Yeah. I was just misunderstood. Yeah. People didn't know my story.
Well, I honestly, I always was like, well, people say, oh, well, she's crazy. You know, Peach is crazy. Peaches don't play. You know, you don't want to run into Peaches because you're going to get ran over. Yeah. And then your name on here was Tequila Speaks. And then it's like, okay. But then you read the book and you're like, well, why? Why is she so ready to have her voice heard? It's because your innocence was stolen. Your voice was taken away. So you ain't gonna let your voice be taken away. And now her name on Facebook is Her Voice, if y'all didn't know.
Yeah, Her Voice.
Her Voice. But let's talk about this right here, because I just have one question, and that's the relationship with your mom. Oh. You talked about how you would wish death.
I would.
You wrote her obituary.
I did.
You were mad.
I was angry.
Why do you think you was so angry with her? Is it because she didn't know, or because she wasn't available? What was it that made you so angry?
What made me angry? Like I wrote in my book, she was grown, and I wanted to be grown because I've gotten a feel of what sex was like. You know, I've gotten a feel of what I felt like I had to grow up real fast because of what happened to me. So I did hate my mom. Yeah. I will say that. God knows I cannot lie and say that I didn't. I did hate my mom only because she provided structure, and that's not what I wanted. Yeah. You know, she provided guidance, and that's not what I wanted. Yeah. She tried to love me, and I would like literally push her away. Yeah. I wasn't receptive of it at all because I held her accountable for what happened to me, although she didn't know. Yeah. You know, she wasn't there. She was at work, and my stepfather, he was there. He didn't know because he was asleep.
What about your father?
My biological father, I spoke with him after I wrote my book, and he read it, and he said that he did not know that happened.
Are you serious? Now, I do know when you said that when you went to Good Touch, Bad Touch, right?
They don't Fourth grade.
They don't really do it no more because we got it, but they don't really do it no more. They need to start doing Good Touch, Bad Touch.
They need to, honey.
Because if somebody touching your shoulder, tell. I'll never forget. I was like, Mama, somebody touch my shoulder. She was like, girl, they were just playing. I was like, yeah, they were just playing. Yeah. But somebody touching your shoulder, definitely tell. But you said you told them, and then you didn't think that they were going to go that far.
I didn't know.
And you were so young. I bet you was like, no, y'all ran y'all big mouth.
But I didn't know they were mandated reporters. I didn't know that. I actually was in fourth grade. You just felt trust.
You were ready to get out.
And I sat there, and I still remember, while we was going over the course, you know, they were saying any inappropriate touches, like you said, tell it. Yeah. It started as an inappropriate touch, actually. Yeah. It really did. I remember sitting on the sofa. Yeah. And I was eating a piece of strawberry candy. You know the candy in the strawberry wrapper? I was eating a piece of that.
You eating church candy.
Yeah, church candy, honey. So, and my abuser, he asked for a piece of candy. Wow. And my response was, I don't have any more. And he tried putting his hand down in my pants, like coming through my pocket. Yeah. And that's his first touch. Wow. So it did start as a bad touch. Good touch and bad touch, the bad touch. So I remember telling my teacher, her name is Miss Diane Kitchens. I don't know if she'll ever see this, but it was Miss Diane Kitchens. I told her, we stepped outside the classroom because I was in class crying, and she was like, what's wrong? Yeah. And I told her, I said, my cousin touches me in a bad way, in an inappropriate way, and I feel uneasy, you know, and I just broke down crying. Yeah. And then I had to go talk to the counselor, and, you know, me not knowing, they done called defects, and, you know, they done told my mom, and I'm like, oh, God. But in that moment, I felt much better because I got the weight off of me, because when you're carrying burdens, when you're burdened down with trying to hold things in, it messes you up. Yeah. So they told my mom, and I was so scared that my abuser now that it's out that he did this, who would be his next victim?
Yeah.
God, please don't let him. Because mind you, I'm just down in the 4th grade. Exactly. My siblings are still young. So I'm like, God, please don't let him touch them. I was scared. I was scared, Jayla. I was scared.
So did you tell him? Because she didn't name drop in the book, so y'all don't be looking for no names.
Oh, there's no names.
There's no names, y'all. But the person who did it, did you tell on him? Did you tell them his name?
I told who it was. Mm-hmm.
He got in trouble. That's all I want.
Well,
because I got mad. I was like, did he get in trouble for doing what he did?
Well, DFACS put a stay away clause, whereas he was not able to be where I was, and I wasn't able to be in the vicinity of him. If I was there, he had to leave, or if he was there, I couldn't go. So that was that. But I will say this. God has a way of bringing everything to the light.
Yeah. So
granted, no, nothing happened legally, with the justice system to him that time.
Yeah.
But in due time, he had to pay.
Wow.
He had to pay. And
it wasn't what he sold, basically.
He reaped. And to my abuser, not accuser, my abuser.
Yeah.
I forgave him.
That's good.
That was how I lived.
Yeah.
Because carrying that guilt, I hated the world.
Yeah.
But once you forgive those that has done wrong to you, you live better. Like you just at a peaceful place in life.
You freed yourself. You freed yourself.
Yeah. And I wrote about being free. I wrote about that in the book, but yeah.
So now we're going off, you're going to high school. You've already experienced something that should have waited. It should have been, consensual.
Mm-hmm.
You go to high school and now you're like, I done did it. I ain't got to hold it. You got with one person, then you get pregnant.
Nah, I ain't get with just one person.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that one person, she ain't go through all of it.
No, I ain't go through everybody. Yeah. Just the ones that,
Taylor's is in you, and you hide it. You hid it. But you hid it, but you didn't do too good hiding it, because you was going to the door.
Told on me. Yeah. Them toothpaste told on me, y'all. But yeah, so it was crazy because I'm now living with my father.
Yeah.
And I'm pregnant. Yeah. But my father tried keeping me away from Jackson.
Yeah.
Because he was thinking that I was going to be wild while living with my mother.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend that I go stay at her house. I love her. Her name is Gianna, by the way. I would go stay at her house in Forsyth. We stayed in High Falls, but I would go stay there. And he asked me when he found out. He said, Sherelle, you pregnant? And I'm walking through the house, y'all, in big shirts after school and everything, trying my best to hide it. So
probably were hungry.
Yeah, I was eating up everything, y'all. But my daddy asked me. He said, "Sherelle, you pregnant?" And y'all, you would have to know my father to know the way he said it. I was stuck. And my then stepmom, God rest her soul, she said, Yeah, Tim, because I ain't bought no pads since August. Y'all hear it? It's January.
That was funny.
It's January.
You forgot about that.
Yeah, I ain't played a part. I ain't say I need some pads, nothing like that.
You didn't even come back with no lie like, I bought my own.
They know I ain't have no money.
My friend gave me some. You didn't come back with nothing.
Nah, I didn't.
You didn't say I stole some at your room.
Nah, I didn't.
You just said, look, I got caught. I'm just going.
I'm definitely telling. So my father, he was asking, did you get pregnant in Jackson when you with your mama? No.
Yeah.
Did you get pregnant when you was in Forsyth with Yana? No. Did you get pregnant in Griffin when you was with such and such? No. Well, Sherelle, where did you get pregnant? Well, Daddy, where else do I be?
Wow.
And my stepmom said, well, God darn it, she got pregnant here. Out. That's when I learned a lesson from that.
Yeah.
Don't try to shelter your kids.
Yeah.
Because if it's something they want to do, they're
gonna do it regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just let them, don't.
You have to build a relationship.
You got to.
You have to build a relationship.
You got to.
And that's one thing I can say about you and your daughter. I don't really know about the younger ones, but Taylor, I can tell by y'all relationship, she's open to come to you. Even your baby girl, because you say she'll say what she got to say.
Oh, that's my middle one.
That's my middle one.
That's Lauren, yeah.
So you built relationships.
Yeah. I try, and even with Taylor, it's kind of rough sometimes. She'll talk to my mom before she talk to me because she feel like I'm always fussing at her. But
you the mama.
I'm the mama. And
it'll change when she turns 20.
Yeah. But see, now she feel like I won't let her grow up, but it's my baby.
You've been protected.
I got to, because in this cruel world, who else gonna do it?
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, me and Taylor, we have a strong relationship. There's some things that can improve, and I'm trusting God that over time it will improve. But yeah, I talked to my baby. Yeah. I talked to her. She know the story about what happened to me, although she has not read my book.
Yeah,
her choice.
She ain't gonna read it.
Her choice.
She'll read it when she get older.
Yeah.
When she like 20, probably.
But she don't want to read it.
Yeah.
It's in the house. You can read
she can read. Probably was like, I don't
want to read it.
She probably read like the first line. Never mind. I don't even want to. Now let's go back a little bit, because you called yourself a troubled teen. You went to jail and didn't care about it. Why did you not care? Why you just didn't be quiet?
See,
you was so ready to talk.
See, my brother had court that day, and my mom was just trying to scare me.
Yeah. You thought.
Yeah. So I'm in JROTC at school, so I got my uniform on, and my mom was like, "Come on, you going with us?" Get in now. I'm looking out. Spiffy got my shoes out.
Trying to protect the serve, and she finna go to jail.
Honey. So I get there, and the judge was like, "Do you know what you're here for?" My response, "Nah, she brought me in here."
Really?
That's what I said now. She brought me in here. So, needless to say, October the 17th, I got sentenced to 90 days in boot camp. But at first, I had 7 days in Griffin or YDC. Went there, and I done hear the JCO. I done hear the JCO in boot camp, like YDC. I done hear the JCO.
My God.
So they brought me back to court, and the judge asked me, "Have you learned your lesson? How was your stay at Griffin RY?" It was like, all right. That's why I messed up at y'all.
She was fine there, y'all. Yeah, trying to act hard.
I'm gone. So now that's why, and I know you know this, why I say yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I learned that in boot camp, because prior to, I never said yes, ma'am.
Was it worse?
What do you mean?
At Emmanuel.
I was 3.5 hours away from my family. Yeah, it was worse.
Because you said you knew they love me.
That's when I found out that I knew my father loved me.
Yeah.
Because prior to, I didn't feel loved. I really did not by my father, only because of things, how I felt like he was treating me different than, my younger sister.
You talked about that.
That was true. But them coming down to visit him and my stepmom coming down to visit me, that's when I was like, okay, my dad loves me enough to travel down here. It got to be something. Yeah. He got to care about me just a little bit, So, I did feel as though my dad did not love me.
So what about you and your mom now?
That's my best friend.
I see.
Girl, that's my everything. That's my everything, and that's why I'm so big on family now, because I spoke those words. I literally, her and her friends would leave to go to the club, and my response was, I hope the car flip over.
Are you serious?
I hope all y'all die. That's what I was saying.
You wrote her obituary.
I wrote her obituary. I was in 7th grade. I'll never forget. Wow. I was at my grandmother's house on Taylor Road.
Wow. That's my road.
Yeah. On Taylor Road,
16. I'm still 16.
Oh, you still down there?
No, I ain't still 10, but I'm still 16, fam.
Oh, but yeah, I was at my grandma's house, and I wrote her obituary. Yeah. And I've been writing. Yeah, I love to write. Yeah. So, yeah. But my mom is
what did she say when she saw that you wrote? Did she know?
No, she didn't see
And when what was her reaction
to what?
This book?
She haven't read it either.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't think she's scared. I think it'll take her to a place where.
Well, she gonna watch this interview. She
gonna see it. But she got the book, and it's laying in her room. She have not read it.
Wow.
She hadn't read it, and I think it's more of, I don't want the book to take me back to a place, not me, but her. Yeah. Take her back to a place of reliving. My baby went through all this. I don't want her to feel regretful, because no matter how I felt like she was during my childhood years, I appreciate her now. Yeah. And so because I appreciate her, I see, because my mom was not perfect. There's not a mother that is. And I'm not perfect.
We're just older kids.
We're just older kids. Yeah, she still come
older
running.
Kids with bills.
Yep, with bills and responsibilities. A lot of responsibilities. But I think she don't want to read the book because she don't want to go to a place of depression. Yeah. Where I really don't want her to read a book, because I'm scared she's going to have regrets, and that was not my purpose of writing.
Yeah. This was your freedom.
That was my freedom. It's very therapeutic. Oh, God. I healed in that book.
I believe you.
I healed.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was like, well, Jesus. I started praying with. I said, well, oh, she ain't like that.
No, I'm not. But
she is such a beautiful person.
My mom is my best friend. My mom is my everything.
Yeah.
She would, my kids, my husband, they're my everything. But Tracy, honey, I gotta call you names, sweetheart. I got
She'll drop the name, y'all.
My world.
Yeah.
My mom is my world. And I know a lot of people wanted to know, because I used to hate my mama.
Yeah.
I did, y'all. I did. I would not deny that I hated my mama.
Yeah.
And she knew it by my actions. But I'm going to tell you something, and I never revealed this to anybody. My mom doesn't even know this.
Wow.
One of the reasons why I was at a place where I hated my mama was because she sent me to live with my father. I lived with my father twice. Wow. Once when I was in, I forgot the first time, but I was in elementary, middle school. And then my junior year, I moved back. But when I was with my father the first time, I missed my mama so much.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, God, please, I'm praying.
Yeah.
I'm talking about as a little girl. God, please just tell my mama to come get me, you know. I was in a safe home, but ain't nothing like a mother's love. Yeah. So I wanted my mama. And I felt like she didn't want me because she sent me to live with my father. Yeah. That's how I felt as a child. But now that I look back on it, she sent me to live with my father because maybe I need a different type of structure. You know, I needed a different household. Yeah. She didn't send me with a stranger. She sent me with my father. Yeah. But God knows, I wanted to be with her.
You wanted your mama.
I wanted my mama. Yeah. So that's like when I got pregnant, that was the second time living with my father. When I got pregnant, he asking, did you get pregnant in Jackson? No. Yeah. You tried to keep me from my mama, but I got pregnant down here. Yeah. Now you can't point the blame. You can't point the fingers at nobody. Yeah. But yeah.
How did your mama take you when she found out? Because I know you said on the book you was like, she loved her grandma.
Oh, to my Taylor?
Your mama treat her like, this my baby. This ain't your baby.
Oh, yeah. When I first had my baby, girl. When I first had my baby, like I said, I had her 3 days before I graduated. Yeah. When I had my baby, I moved with my mom. Wow. And it was her child.
So why did you leave your father's house and move with your mom?
When I graduated?
Yeah. You were ready to get up out of there?
I've been trying to get there.
Really?
I'd been trying to get there.
You hated her so much that you loved her?
I loved her.
That's really what you hated her so much that you loved her.
I wanted her to
You just wanted her.
I wanted her. And still to this day, if I haven't talked to my mom, if I don't talk to my mom by 4 o'clock every day, something's wrong. Yeah. And I'm calling, I'm texting, where are you? I need a hug. I send my mom a random text, can you meet me? I need a hug. Wow. Can you meet me? I want to see your face. Little stuff like that. Yeah. It's just, that's all, I feel like, that's not all I have in this world, but that's one of my most prized possessions in this world is my mom. Yeah. So. Yeah, a lot of people wondered about me and my mom.
I was like, dang. But I be seeing her tagging you, and y'all be tagging each other posting. And I was like, well, they have a beautiful relationship now. So I think that's the best part. Now let's talk about the prison situation. Oh. Because you did leave a little message them for y'all who think this is that. Yeah. That wasn't that. You basically got fired because you shouldn't have been there. Yeah. So let's talk about that situation. How did that happen? How did you form a relationship?
I was a broken woman. Yeah. I was broken. My children's father had beat me down so bad to where the first piece of attention, I ran to it. Yeah. But I'm grateful for that attention that I did run to because when I started talking to that guy, he was the best man. Yeah. I mean, from the prison walls. And a lot of people wondered, how you talking to somebody in prison? Yeah. And my response was, that man really, he built me.
He recreated.
He built my self-esteem back up. He fed me life. He literally fed me life. He was so positive, and he told me, I was telling him my story, what I was going through with my kids in defense custody and what I was going through with my kids' father. And he had to tell me, he said, do you know your worth? Wow. And when he said that, I'm like, do I know my worth? Okay, I want this, I want that, but what you want is not your worth. It's a difference. So that man, honey, how we got together, I never forget. I'm walking, because I'm a cadet. I'm in black and white. So, we have more access to, we're not confined to one area as a cadet. We're training everywhere. But I seen him, and the first time I asked him, I said, what's your name? Yeah. And he told me, and so the conversation went from there, but he was so, arrogant, He just said his name and he kept going because he didn't know if I was there to set him up or none of that. But needless to say, we built a relationship that was worth anything, any man that was walking free.
You were ready to go to work.
I was ready. I was happy to go to work. You hear me? I was happy, but no one knew.
Yeah.
Like I said, my best friend was working there too.
Wow.
She didn't even know. And she worked his dorm. She knew nothing. We were,
So how y'all get caught? That's what I want to know.
Who said we got caught?
Oh.
No, we never got caught. We never got caught. We never got caught. Never. Ever got caught. How did the world find out about us? As I wrote in the book, he got transferred.
Yeah.
Well, he got into a fight, so he was put in a hole. So I was told, my man locked up. Even though he was in prison, my man locked up because
he double locked.
Yeah, but you know what? I made my way to find him. I made my way to get to where he was. But how I ended up leaving the prison, for those that want to know, an individual stepped to me wrong in a defensive manner. I had on a hat because we're out in the yard, 96 inmates and a couple cadets with like 2 trained officers. So the individual walked up to me and he put his forehead touched the tip of my hat, so I knew then you were in my personal space. Yeah. So what I did was I grabbed him by his neck and I pinned him to the ground with my knee in his chest.
Gotcha.
I resigned. I was not terminated. There's a difference in the two.
It is.
I resigned because I was asked to resign because of unlawful use of force. Yeah. Because I wasn't trained. Yeah. But as I told what's they called? What they called? The woman in the prison, the assistant warden. Yeah. As I told her, because at this time I done got my children back, thank God. I done got them back.
But, you done did that fight.
So I told the assistant warden, I came here looking one way. I dropped my children off. My face was clear. Yeah. I want to go back and pick up my children with a clear face. I'm not gonna let an inmate or anybody else abuse me to where my kids,
you knew
crazy
your
stuff
worth.
happening. I knew my worth. Hey, now, granted, my then man got mad when he found out because I wrote him. Yeah. I wrote him. He hit the hole. I wrote him. So, I put out a
little. She could slide back there and tell him real quick.
Yeah. But, so after I resigned and they shipped him off 3.5 hours, 3.5 got to be the magic number because Emmanuel and now Calhoun, he went to Calhoun State Prison. They sent him down there and my world changed. Yeah. I started posting pictures of us and my hashtag was his name. Wow. And oh God, it was just, girl, that's something else. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of people cast out those that are in the prison system. When honestly, you can learn a lot from a person because all they have time to do is think. Yeah. They don't want, every man that's in prison don't want something from you. Yeah. They can actually pour into you. They can build you up where you're broken. So I'm not against it. Now, I ain't had no been dealing with the inmate while he was in prison, but life happened. Yeah. I'm not ashamed of it. Had I been ashamed, I would have never wrote about it. So I had somebody ask me one time, how you love a man that's in prison? My response is, if your husband go to prison today, are you going to still love him? So why can't I love somebody that's already there? Yeah. He's still human, regardless. And this individual, he was a lifer. Yeah. He didn't know when he'd get out, but we both had faith in God that one day he would, and when he got out, life was beautiful. He's very successful now. I can't take that from him. You rarely even see him, because he's always working. And I am so proud of him. In case he ever watched this podcast, I am so proud of him. I am grateful for him. And I do thank him for everything he did. He poured into me. Yeah. He helped me become a better mother. Yeah. Because he came right at the end of the defects case. Wow. So before it was my kid's father. And I was a mess. But now after, God sent me a blessing. So life just been good. I'm so proud of him. Yeah. I am, Jayla. I'm proud of him, honey.
Now let's talk about you got married.
The first time.
And right before you got married, he messed up. Big time. You still married him? Why?
Because I loved him.
You said in the book, how did you say I loved him just because he said it, or you said something like you fell in love. You married a man just because he said he loved you, but his actions are something didn't match. It was something you said, but why?
I think I may have said I was forcing something that wasn't ordained by God. I wanted a husband. I did, and he displayed all the qualities. Yeah, he did. But prior to, the night before, you know, the man they're not supposed to be together. The man and the woman are not supposed to be together the night before their marriage. Yeah. So their wedding. Yeah. Wedding. So I told him, like, you can't stay here tonight, and he left without question. Like, he just left, and later on he come beat on the door, and it scares me. It wake me up. I'm like, who is it? And then he said who he was, and I let him in. I was like, what's wrong with you? You're not supposed to be here. And y'all, he bit me. Wow. He bit a very big. Oh yeah, he bit me. He bit me. Before, but you know what? I still smiled, and he was upset because he gambled all his money away. Yeah. So I still married him because I needed him to understand I'm not with you for money. Because a lot of people thought that's why I wanted him because of money. No, I wanted him because of how he made me feel. I wanted him because he met me where I was. You know, he wasn't judgmental or anything. He loved me and he loved my kids. So that's why I married him. Yeah. I'll never marry somebody for money. I'll never even date somebody for money because I can finance myself. Exactly. So if I marry you or if I'm with you, it's because there's something that you give me that I battle with giving to myself, you know, be it attention, be it affection, be it love. So, I wanted my kids to grow up in a 2-parent home. Mm-hmm.
That was your desire?
That was my desire the first time. But over the course of their marriage, that prior to, like when I said, when he bit my neck, that should have been a sign. Yeah. But I was blind. You know, I disregarded it. I love this man. I'm about to be a wife. You know, that's every woman's dream. You want to be a wife.
You dream about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jayla, that was rough. That whole marriage was kind of rocky. Yeah. It was kind of rocky, but it was an eye-opener. Yeah. It taught me what I didn't want, you know, so I can appreciate my now husband. Yeah. My amen. That's what I call my husband now. I call him my amen because he's my savior. Not
that kind of savior.
He ain't over God now. Ain't nobody above. But, you know, I had given up. Yeah. I really thought, like, love didn't love me. That's what I thought. Yeah. But my husband now, Jayla, I wouldn't trade him for the world.
How y'all meet?
How we met, girl? He from Jackson.
Yeah.
And I'm from Jackson. That's the crazy thing. Growing up, I always had a crush on this man. Wow. Always. Oh, God, he smelled so good, you know. But he was old. I'm young.
She a little young,
and nobody looking at him, but he was handsome.
She was looking.
But I love that he smelled good. Yeah. He carried himself very, I don't know how to describe.
Like a man.
Like a man. Like a man. Yeah. So, and he loved our music. It was just something about him. I love him.
She love a hood, man. But he's not really hood, though. He's actually different.
He is different. He's different. But I had been watching him for a long time. And I remember telling somebody that I talked to on a regular, I told her, I seen him ride by me one day, and I said, "Oh, I want that man." These were my words. Really? "Ooh, I want that man." And she was like, "Oh, who you talking about?" And I said, "Honey, Jim, say, I want him." But never imagining that I would get him. But how we met, like, okay, so I'm laying in bed one day, like 6:42 to be exact, February 2nd, 2020, 2nd or 4th, February 4th. Sorry. Laying in bed, and he hard. A few pictures on Facebook. I'm like, oh, snap,
he was trolling.
Yeah. So, he like about 3 or 4 on me. Uh-oh, now you really interested. Yeah. And it wasn't pictures of my behind. Yeah. It was just me, you know, me and my children. He liked to film those, and that was intriguing. Yeah. So, I inboxed him. I shot my shot.
You shot the shot.
I shot my shot.
I mean, technically, he shot the shot. He
prepared to get my attention.
He prepared it.
Yeah, but not knowing you already got my attention, baby. I've been looking at you for a while. So I inboxed him and I was like, "Hello, how are you?" And, you know, the conversation went from there. And I told him, "I don't had a crush on you for years." And he said, "I wish I had known," you know. Yeah. He said, "Because I've been watching you too."
Wow.
Oh, okay. So things happen. Over time, we talked, and God knows, like, the words this man spoke, and it wasn't sexual. Yeah. I don't like for a man to come at me sexually. Yeah. Don't tell me I'm fine. If you tell me I'm beautiful, I can appreciate that. Yeah. But don't tell me I'm fine. Don't tell me I'm sexy. I don't like those words. And even as an adult, I don't like men watching me. Yeah. I can't stand it. Yeah. And I think that goes back from being molested. Yeah. Don't look at me. Don't just stare. Speak.
Yeah.
I'll talk back. You know, and a lot of people say I look mean, but I don't.
She's not mean.
I'm not.
You do look mean.
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
You're not.
But yeah, so Jeremy and I, we started talking, and Hanny, I finally went to his house, and God, when he opened the door, it was so cozy. Really? It was so cozy in that house. Girl. I fell in love with the house when I stepped foot in it. But needless to say, we're married now.
Yeah, thank God.
And I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. And I know you've caught me saying grateful a lot during this podcast, but I'm grateful. That's the word. I'm grateful for all things, the good and the bad. I'm grateful. Yeah. I appreciate it. And I tell people after I released this book, and I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm sorry if I am. When I released this book, I had a friend of mine text me, and she was like, wow, Peaches, you went through all that, and I would have never known because I'm friendly. You know, I speak to everybody.
That's what I want to ask you, though. Like, I bet, like, people who didn't even like you were like, now I know why. Like, now they know why. Like, this is why she was like that, or this was the, I'm coming for you.
Hey, and the good thing about those that didn't like me, girlfriend, they bought the book.
That's what I'm saying.
They wanted to know. They bought the book, and yeah, a lot of people that didn't like me,
I bet they was like, wow.
It made sense to them why.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like, I remember like, I'm sorry. Like,
but and then the crazy thing is, they really never did anything to me.
Yeah.
They did.
They just.
And I don't know if you seen my post, like before I released my book, when I was writing. When I was writing, I told my mama, oh, I gotta tell Tira I'm sorry.
Wow.
I never, Tira grew, everybody know her. I never felt like in my world I had to apologize to nobody. I just never.
Yeah.
Tira is the first woman I've ever said I'm sorry to.
Wow.
Mainly because when I was writing, I had to relive those moments, and I'm saying to myself, like, God, I took her through hell. I literally took her through hell.
Wow.
I mean, like, I'm knocking on her doors. I'm following her. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
All because I wanted the man that I loved to love me back.
Yeah.
But he was in love with her.
Yeah.
So she was my target.
Yeah.
Whereas it should have been me targeting myself to where I'm like, you know what? I deserve much more than this.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. I was foolish.
Yeah.
I had 3 children by the man.
Yeah.
But needless to say, everything that happened in that book, I can sum it up by saying it had to happen.
Yeah.
It had to.
So, new book on the rise?
Definitely, y'all. Listen. I'm going to say February, but it may come sooner.
Yeah, because she been writing.
I've been writing. I say that I've been working
in the
for
laptop.
real. Yeah.
And I got the receipts to prove it.
Yeah. So, the title of my next book will be Voice, The Lies She Told. It's very interesting.
I'm excited.
I'm looking for this to be a documentary.
I'm excited.
I'm looking for this one to be much bigger than Naked Lessons.
Yeah.
I titled it Voice, The Lies She Told, because there was some lies told.
Yeah.
And my voice is going to bring
the truth. Simple.
But
and you got to keep the speaks, the voice.
Tequila Speaks.
Yeah, you got to keep that going, voice and stuff. Yeah.
But in regards to my first book, I titled it Naked Lessons for a reason. It's not a sexual book, although there is a spot, but it's not a sexual book. I titled it Naked Lessons because I stripped myself in the book. I revealed
you became vulnerable
a lot. Yeah, I revealed a lot. So that's what naked, because naked, you see everything when you're naked. And lessons, everything that I went through taught me something.
Yeah, it
taught me something different, and I appreciate it all.
Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah. Amazing book, amazing story. Even the hardship. When I first met you, I was like, wow, she make you feel like a celebrity even when you're not one. You're a really amazing person. I can't wait till the next book. Tell everybody how they can find you on social media.
Oh, well, on Facebook. Now, in 60 days, I don't know what my name going to be because I change it every 60 days. But as of now, my name is Her Voice. Yeah. And it's titled Her Voice because my pen name is Tequila Speaks. Yeah. And I didn't want to use that on Facebook anymore. Yeah. So now it's Her Voice because there's a lot that I have to say. Yeah. That I will say. Yeah. And my voice will be heard. Like, that's just the end of it. My voice will be heard. My story will be told. Yeah. My truth will be revealed.
Simple.
All coming from me.
Yeah. And how can they get the book?
Oh, I do have some on hand. So those of you watching, if you would like some, reach out to me on Facebook. Like I said, Her Voice. And it's also available on Amazon.
Y'all get the book.
And it's available on We Buy Black.
Oh, get the book, y'all. Get the book. Listen to it. It'll help you. Get the book. Tequila, I'm glad you came. Peaches, I know you as Peaches. Peaches, I'm glad. I'm glad you came. Like, I can't wait for the next book so we can do another interview.
Oh, definitely.
I'm ready.
Definitely. I'm excited. I was so excited when you reached out to me for this one. I was like, oh, okay. So it is coming. It is coming. It will be worth the wait.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Because a lot of people, but y'all got to understand, when you're writing, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of you. So time, I had to have I had to separate from the book for a while. I had to separate from writing just to focus on life, you know, with my kids, my family, personal things I had to deal with. But all in all, like I said, Voice, The Lies She Told will be available. I'm going to tell y'all February, but it may come sooner. Just stay tuned. It's worth it.
It's worth it. I didn't give all the juicy stuff out of the book, y'all, because I really want y'all to buy it because it's a lot of. If y'all see how much I got highlighted, it would have got juicier, but.
No.
Yeah.
What you got highlighted? Give me one more.
Give me one more.
Give me one more. I want to see it. I want to hear. I want to talk.
I wanted to talk about the family lies just a little bit. Just a little bit. I wanted to talk about it.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
Yeah. Why they didn't want you coming around and stuff? Why? What was going on?
My voice.
Yeah.
I was telling it.
Really?
I can't sit in dysfunction and not open my mouth and let you know. Yeah. But family lies, y'all. Family lies. Woo.
Like, it was like, they was lying.
Yeah.
Why was it? Was it jealousy? Was it?
I can't even say jealousy. I'm a young person. I can't even say it was jealousy, but it was the truth. Family will lie. Family will lie.
They will lie.
Family will lie.
But you had two sides of a family.
Mm-hmm.
And you had, you had your sisters or whatever. But why were they so against you and not everybody else? That's the
question I really don't know the answer to. But you know what? That's a question I don't even want the answer to.
Yeah.
I don't want the answer to it because now those very people in that book that I was referring to when I said family lies, those very people, they bought the book. Those very people came to me and apologized. Those very people never understood the way that I was.
Are you serious?
And I've had people reach out to me and say they're sorry that I went through what I went through. They didn't know. I even had a cousin of mine to tell me, growing up, well, she told another cousin, growing up, I always heard Peaches was crazy. Peaches was crazy. Peaches this, Peaches that. Yeah. And she said that after she read the book, she understand my actions.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because I wanted to, I was angry. It was something happened to me. And because of that, I know you heard me speak earlier about counseling. If I could leave y'all with anything, Jayla, in the Black community, we need to normalize counseling. That couch time
it's important.
It's important.
You can't go through 60 plus years of slavery.
Don't deny yourself. Don't deny your kids. Don't deny your family members, be it a sister, aunt, cousin, anybody. Don't deny them the help that they deserve because there's a lot of people in this world that are being labeled crazy because people don't know what they're going through.
Yep.
And no one wants to see it. Oh, what's wrong? Nobody asked me, Jayla, honestly, growing up, nobody asked me, was I okay? Really? Nobody asked me what was going on. Nobody asked me.
They left you to fight your fight by yourself.
Mm-hmm. And so now, if you ever had an encounter with me, yourself as well, when you say, hey, how you doing? I'm well, thanks. Yeah. That's my response. I'm well, thanks. Yeah. Well means I was broken, but now nothing can bother me. I'm well, I'm healed. Yeah. And the thanks is because you cared enough about me to ask how I'm doing. Yeah. But family lies, y'all. That's a deep
one. I was like,
down there on that road.
Yeah.
Down there on that road. Yeah, that one. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And family will use you.
Yeah.
Family will use you.
Yeah.
But you know what? Family will also dislike you. I'm not gonna say hate. Yeah. Family will also dislike you because of how somebody else loves you. Yeah. They'll feel like if you're getting more attention than them, there comes the dislike. Yeah. I don't have no choice. I have no control over how people treat me. Yeah. And that being said, once I realized I cannot control how people treat me, life got better.
Yeah.
I can't control how they treat me. I can only control how I respond to it. Yeah. Now, ignorantly, I will. If I feel like you're playing with my intelligence. Yeah. That's the only way you're going to get a foolish side of me, if you play with my intelligence. The foolish side. Yeah, I mean, it's there.
But then it was another part in the book when you were like, you were tricked out of your son.
Oh, yeah.
That hurt. I was like, this lady, and I know we can't go too deep into it because freedom is coming, but
Amen.
you was tricked into signing papers that you didn't even know about.
So with that,
that's crazy.
With my son, yeah.
She literally slid papers in. You were
I signed, his father and I signed temporary guardianship.
Yeah.
And then a year later, I got a letter in the mail from the courts.
Yeah.
And they asked, the court, when I got the papers, I'm 23 years old. I'm not, and I don't have a car, so I can't go up there. I called the guardian, and I asked her, do I need to come? And I was told, no, it's just so I could get medical assistance for him. Yeah. It's just so I can put him in daycare. That's what I was told. Needless to say, that guardian was granted legal custody of my son. I never knew until 2017. This happened 2011 when she was granted legal custody. Wow. I never received paper in the mail. She never told me anything.
And you had to ask for permission to see your son.
I had to
And you were even denied sometimes.
My baby would come to Georgia. And it's my first time speaking publicly.
Yeah.
My baby and his guardian would come to Georgia, and I would not know that they were here until somebody called me. Oh, I just seen your son. Huh? Oh, he had such and such. And I'm literally rushing to get to wherever he is, hoping I could see him. And then when I was notified by the guardian that he was here, I could see him 10, 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that was every 3 years.
Wow.
That was every 10, 15 minutes out of every 3 years. And can you imagine calling?
Exactly.
Not getting an answer. Yeah. That really hurted me.
Yeah.
And
Christmas.
Oh, Christmas, birthdays, holidays, y'all. I would send clothes.
Even on Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, no happy Mother's Day. I never had a private conversation with him. Yeah.
So you think you're going to have to repair the relationship between you and him when he gets here?
I will have to build. I can't say repair.
Yeah.
I have to build.
Wow. So there's no, there's not even a full foundation
He
yet.
left when he was 1. He's about to be 13.
Wow.
So I've had my son say a lot of hurtful things to me. Mm-hmm. And God's given me the strength to now I can sit here and talk about this and not get emotional.
I'm surprised you haven't cried yet.
No, that's just how, covered.
She probably won't to, but she can't let it out.
Yeah, I probably cry in the car. I cry in the car. But
because she'll cry, baby.
It was a lot dealing with my son, and some of the hurtful things he said to me, I had to realize
that's not him.
That's not my son. That's not what I gave birth to.
Yeah.
That person speaking is not who I gave birth to. But I am grateful. And there's that word again.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for it all. I mean, it did hurt.
Yeah.
Holidays, I would ask, what you want for Christmas? Nothing. Wow. But on the other holidays, other Christmases, I would send clothes. Mm-hmm. I would send gifts. I never received a picture of him in the clothes that I bought. I never even know.
Yeah, I know in the book you said sometimes you couldn't even talk to him. You would just get a picture.
Oh,
like,
it was rough, Jayla. It was rough.
It's probably still rough.
And so, because a lot of parents may be going through that, but they quiet.
Yeah.
They quiet. But
because you were so young.
I was young.
You were young.
I was young, but you know what though? I serve a God that's high.
Yes, indeed.
And he's knowledgeable of all things.
Yeah.
All things. So, but freedom, like you said, freedom is coming. I'm grateful. I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I can go ahead. I'm not anxious, but I am excited. You know, I can go ahead and rejoice with that.
Yeah.
So, it was interesting. I can only imagine. It used to be times where I was just laying in bed and crying.
Wow.
I was numb for days. I couldn't even parent my other kids because I was missing my son so much. And people wonder, I'm so big on family.
Yeah.
I love to see sons with their mothers.
Yeah.
And I went one time to where I was trying to love my oldest nephew as if he was my son. I wanted to spend so much time with him. I wanted to be at his games. I wanted to show up at parent-teacher conferences when his mom can come, because I never had that with my son.
Yeah.
You know, so everything that I missed in my son, I tried to get it with my nephew.
Yeah.
So Ryan, if you ever watch this, you've been my saving grace.
Wow.
My nephew Ryan has definitely been my saving grace. Hearing "I love you, Auntie Peaches" from him means the most. I never heard that from my son.
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah.
I never heard "I love you" from my son. Wow. I have heard "I hate you."
Wow.
I have, Jayla. It hurt. But in that moment when my son told me he hate me, I had to tell him what the truth was for real. I had to tell him, baby, you don't feel that way for real.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you with the same heart that I love your sisters with. Anything that your sisters can have, Jayla, my baby, can get.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can't get in this world from me. So I would drive after I went to court. I had to go to court to get visitation rights to my baby. I would drive 7.5 hours to see my baby for an hour. Do you hear me? I never had a private moment with him. I never had a private moment. I never got one of those strong hugs from my baby, and more than anything in this world, God knows that's what I want. Jayla, I never forget August the 8th, 2019. I go to court. My son is there. His guardian is there. His aunt is there. We're in court. They're sitting out. My mom and my sister went with me. I mean, my mom and my daughter, Taylor, they went with me. My son kept looking back, but he wouldn't speak.
Wow.
I spoke. He didn't speak back. So me and his guardian were in the like magistrate's office or whatever, in the little court session, and we're talking. But when I go out, when we're leaving, my son kept looking back, Jayla.
Wow.
And I remember saying to him, Grant, I love you.
Yeah.
When I said, Grant, I love you, his guardian like nudged his back to like push him on closer, you know, so they can go out. So because we did let them go out first, when we got out of the courthouse itself, we were in the street. They were going one way. You know, me, my mom, and my daughter were going another way. And he kept looking back. He kept looking back. So I said, Grant, I love you. And he just walked away.
Wow.
But can you imagine being this close to your baby and not even touching him? Wow. Not even feeling his, nothing, Jayla.
Wow.
Nothing. There's been plenty of nights. I wanted my baby.
Yeah.
I wanted to just hear his voice. Like, that would save me from so much.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. It's not fair because I know I haven't done anything to my son for him to feel the way that he feels. But you know what? It's not even him feeling that way. No. You know, it's not, I'm going to just say that, it's not even him feeling that way.
Because he's looking back.
Yeah. But I know that in due time, everything will make sense. Everything will make sense. My son will come home.
I'm glad you planted the seeds of I love you in him.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I kept telling him I love you. And my mom, she was like, that actually happened October 6, 2020.
Wow.
My mom was like, Sherelle, come on, let's just go. And I said, no, Mama. My son need to hear the truth.
Yeah.
He need to know what really happened. And I had to tell him, Grant, I never did not love you.
Yeah.
Your guardian asked if she could take care of you until I got myself together, your father and I, until we got ourselves together. And I told her yes.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this woman reached out to me on the same day that I gave birth to him. Mm. What were your intentions? What were your intentions?
Yeah.
So my message to any woman, if you have kids, get your children.
Yeah.
I don't care who's taking care of them. I don't care how much you trust them. Get your babies, because you know what? You never know what that person is telling your children.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a lot of generational curses too. Mm-hmm. I was hoping you'd add something about that. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of generational curses because people refuse to openly talk about what's going on.
Yep.
And I want to tell my son, and I will tell my son. Mm-hmm. He has to know, because I'm so afraid that now my son is feeling like I felt when I was with my daddy. I wanted my mama, so I hated her. Yeah. So is that why my son feels this way? I don't know. So many questions I want the answer to. But you know what, though? I'll never ask my son, why did you tell me you hate me? Yeah. Why? I'm not going to ask him that. Yeah. Only because me and God have made peace. Yeah. Me and God, I cried.
You forgave him when he did it.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, it really wasn't even anything to forgive him of, Jayla,
because he didn't hate you.
Yeah, I know you don't hate me, baby, but you don't know what other words to use. Yeah. You know, you've been fed so much.
Yeah.
Silly things. Yeah. So many silly things about me, yeah. But you know what? I serve a God that holds me when I'm lonely. Yeah. I mean, honey, them cries in the car by myself, like, God gonna make everything all right. And when Grant get home, oh, what a time.
It's gonna be a restoration part.
Girl, listen to me. Listen to me. But my story continues.
Yeah.
My fight continues.
Yeah.
And joy is on the way. I'm not, Jayla, let me tell you
something. It's really kind of already here.
Yeah.
It's just one little part missing.
Yeah, it's a little piece missing, yeah. But
that ain't nothing.
I have to pay child support for him.
Yeah.
For a child you can't touch. Dang. For a child that can't spend a night with you. For a child that when you travel to where he is, background, I love you.
Yeah.
But he can't get in the car with me. You know, it's crazy.
It's
Jayla.
hard.
Oh, God. You know what, though? I'm at peace with it. It hurt. It hurt. I don't care how strong people pretend to be. Don't tell me it's going to be all right. I know it's going to be all right, but when will all right be? Yeah. You know, so I'm just, I don't know.
Listen,
get your babies. Get your babies. Get your babies. Yeah. Ain't nobody going to love them like you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, if you can leave us with one lasting word, what would it be?
Aside from knowing your worth, know what you're worth.
That's good. Break that down real quick.
Okay. People tell you all the time, know your worth. Yeah. Know your worth. You're a queen. Know your worth. Okay, know my worth. I've been hearing that ever since I was a child. But what am I worth? Mm-hmm. How can I know my worth if I don't know what I am worth? Mm-hmm. You know, so it's a difference.
Yeah.
I'm worth, my worth, okay, know my worth. Okay, am I worth $1 million?
Yeah.
No. Knowing my worth means I'm better than whatever I'm going through. You know, I know this is not the end. I've been through worse things than this. I know who I serve, and I know he's going to elevate me to whatever place I need to be in. Mm-hmm. So knowing my worth, knowing what I'm worth, is I'm worth things that money can't buy.
Yeah.
I'm worth things that you can't tell me that I can have. Yeah. I can get whatever I want, but I don't, and that's another thing, Jayla, I don't want anything materialistic. I want peace.
She's so simple, y'all.
I'm real simple, honey. But I want peace among all things. And my last words for real, aside from know what you're worth, is let nothing disturb your peace of mind.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Don't let nothing disturb your peace of mind, because that's a dangerous thing.
That is a dangerous thing. Mm-hmm. Tequila Speaks, y'all. She done spoke. Y'all, we done got deep. It got deep. It got good. It got deep.
It did.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Y'all, this show went long, and it's good, y'all. Get this book. It's so much stuff we missed. But it's okay, because I'm going to bring her back.
You bring her back?
Yeah, she coming back. We're going to mix this and a new book together, y'all, okay?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all get the book, Amazon, or just hit her up whenever y'all, 60 days to hit her up. Her voice. And y'all keep creating, and that's the end of the show.
You got to go tell your neighbors. I welcome you to the greatest show on earth. Created to be a creator.